school, who in many different ways influences our ministry from a parental standpoint, heavily involved in our school in different ways, prays regularly for our school, and of course has children in our school. If you were not able to be with us for our commencement ceremony last Friday evening, we heard from Mrs. Connor. She gave the parent testimony, and we asked her if she would kindly give us again that testimony, because we assumed there would be folks here today that were not at the ceremony. And we were, as a staff, just impressed by the message of her testimony and the heart behind it. And of course, her support for many years in our school has just been a special encouragement to all of us. And so at this time, I'd like to welcome here to the stage Mrs. Kelly Connor, and if she would give a word of testimony that God put on her heart, I think it'll be an encouragement to you at this time.
Good morning. My name is Kelly Connor, and as he said, I was given the opportunity to give a parent testimony at the 2025 graduation regarding how Lobs has blessed our family. I was honored to tell our story, and I'm honored again to repeat it this morning. Most of you know my husband Mark and I have 3 daughters at Lobsville we did. Mary, the 2025 graduate, Megan is in junior high, and Lorelei is in elementary. We moved to Michigan in 2019. By that time, Mary Jo had attended 5 different schools in 3 different states, pre-K through her 6th grade year. Some were private, some public, and some Christian. She had good experiences, but also very bad experiences that we just could not repeat. We started the search and toured several schools in the area. When we came to tour Lake Orion Baptist School, we thought the building was beautiful and it was different. It was clearly a church, not a school, and we liked that. If you want Christian education, why wouldn't the building reflect a church setting over a public school? We thought, nice gym. Lunchroom is a little small. Where's the playground? We thought Miss Johnson's room was wonderful. All those toys. What a fun place for kindergarten. I didn't know what NASB was, but I made a note to look it up when I got home. After the tour, we sat in the atrium with Pastor Tony to discuss the school and ask questions. He laid out the mission of the school with no cute slogans, no sport team statistics, and no cool principal hype cell. He told us the school existed as a ministry of the church to support the parents in their God-mandated responsibility to educate their own children. We talked a little more, and then he did something that none of the other schools even thought to do. He asked us if we needed any help moving boxes. We left that meeting with the understanding that this man actually wanted to help our family, no matter what form that took. More than a principal of a school, this was a church member reaching out to a newcomer in the community. We didn't take him up on the help to move boxes, but we did enroll our 3 girls. That was the year of COVID. What Lobs did to continue education was creative, skilled, thoughtful, and successful, and by the end of that school year, the girls were ready for the next grade. God blessed the school's efforts in many ways, and that was our first year at Lobs. Since then, Mark and I have enjoyed concerts, prayer time, field trips, birthday parties, and sports games with the teachers and staff, getting to know them and their families as we do life together. Lobs teachers have come to our church at First Baptist of Clarkson to see baptisms and Christmas plays. We exchange hand-me-downs and recipes. They've come to our home and had us in their homes. I think I've cried in every classroom, tears of sorrow, frustration, or joy at some point. More than teachers, these are church members reaching out to a family in their community. Lobs has been a tremendous support and resource to us, just as promised. In the last 6 years, as with COVID, we have witnessed the teachers and staff continue to serve with grace and unity. Beloved teachers have moved away and left enormous holes to fill. But always, the staff and teachers worked harder, longer, and more creatively, ensuring the students had the same incredible quality of education and support. Students have left, leaving classrooms with too many empty seats. The staff and teachers have worked harder, longer, and more creatively, pouring the peace of God into the student body. They created sports when there weren't sports, art classes for the older grades. They created field trips we never imagined before, and new school-wide games and celebrations. And they kept traditional junior lunches, sports, concessions, concerts, Max festivals, music festivals, Pomeroy Singing Ministry, Spirit Week, the annual action, the Thanksgiving dinner, and the senior European tour going, all without compromising academics. No teacher works harder than a LOBS teacher. LOBS is superior to any school, anywhere, of any size. It just is. LOBS is amazing. And today, that thing that first struck us as so unique and so precious is still the thing that makes LOBS such a special place. It's not what LOBS does for our girls, or even the excellence with which they do it. It's why they do it. This is a church first, a place of worship. The teachers and pastors teach, preach, and sing with the children here in the house of the Lord to the glory of God. My children can witness it and be blessed, but if they have ears to hear, they can join in worship every day. A LOBS education isn't just preparing my kids for life beyond high school. As a ministry of Lake Orion Baptist Church, the goal is that my children, whether in kindergarten or 12th grade, would grow in their faith and grow to be more like Jesus today. Discipleship here is not a side note in the corner of the BJU textbook or a special speaker on Wednesdays. It is the personal testimonies and prayer requests shared in the classroom. It's the in-depth, sound biblical doctrine taught at every age level. The side hugs from the teachers who say, "I notice you don't seem yourself lately. What's going on?" Or the unplanned bonus work given after a failed test, a real lesson in grace. We were happy Mary was easily accepted into her first choice of university with academic scholarships. And we are confident that Megan and Lorelei are receiving an education that will give them plenty of options at graduation. But when we see Mary work so hard to encourage her team through a really rough season, not because she wants to win, but because she's worried the young players will lose heart, or when she takes it on herself to clear her work schedule to attend a Thursday night Bible study, when Megan quietly lets everyone go first without saying a word, when she endures disappointments with prayer and grace instead of anger and retaliation, when Lorelei so sweetly continues to bring to God the classroom prayer requests she heard at school at her bedtime prayer, then we can see Philippians 4:9 in them. And as the things my children have learned and received and heard and seen at LOBS, they practice these things, and the God of peace will be with them. That's the influence of a Bible-based church, not just a Bible-based curriculum, and that's true discipleship. Mary has graduated, but her purpose in life was not waiting for her to flip her tassel. She has always had a purpose, and that is to love the Lord her God and to love people around her, and that is modeled and taught at LOBS. So to our beloved LOBS and to Lake Orion Baptist Church, God is using you in a mighty way. We love you and we thank you.